Over last weekend, I did something that I haven't done since before the pandemic. I put on real pants, I left the house, and I went to an actual movie theater. And the movie that got me to do it was The Backrooms. And yes, that Backrooms, the Kane Pixels version. If you know me, you know I'm the Naptime Dad who usually reviews games and tech. And today, we're doing something completely different. But here's the thing. When I was starting this channel, I almost went full Backrooms SCP Cosmic Horror instead of gaming. So when I saw Kane was dropping a theatrical movie, I knew that I had to be there on opening weekend. This was one that I just couldn't miss. And let me tell you, it was 120% hands down worth putting on pants for. Look, this was my first theatrical movie in over 5 years. I went in with dangerously high expectations. I spent the entire week before rewatching every single Kane Pixels Backrooms video. All of them. Like a psychopath. I'm talking the full Pixelverse immersion. I even went back to the wiki and the Broogli videos. I was completely locked in. And this kid, Kane Parsons, directed a theatrical movie at 20 years old. He's already been making these videos on YouTube for a series of years. He's propelled this whole universe and concept into popularity while he was a teenager, and he did it by creating these videos, shorts, and these series on Blender. Man, I was playing Xbox, heating Hot Pockets and pogo sticks at his age. So just for clarity, I'm not doing spoilers today. If you want a full spoiler review, then let me know in the comments and I'll make a part 2. But I will say this, the movie had me. From the moment it starts, I was just absolutely locked in. The tension building is absolutely amazing. I haven't felt this genuinely unsettled in a theater since the first Paranormal Activity back in 2007 when I was a kid. It's not a jump scare movie. It's not gore. It's slow, creeping, cosmic dread, and it's done right. The practical sets are absolutely insane. The actors were phenomenal, and they killed it. The way that they translated the liminal nightmare vibe from the YouTube series that many of us already loved into a real theatrical experience, I was so impressed. Kane clearly respects the source material, but also made this feel bigger and more nuanced. Like, it's setting up his own version of the universe within the overall Backrooms lore. So we're gonna call this the Pixels verse for all intents and purposes, and this movie started it off proper. Now, I'm not saying that it was flawless. After the first 20 minutes, the pacing slows down a little bit, and later on in the movie, there are time skips that feel more than a little bit unclear. And I think the movie really would have benefited from giving us maybe another 10 to 30 minutes with Clark just existing in the backrooms, exploring, figuring out the rules, seeing his confusion even more as he explored deeper into the backrooms. More tension, more lore drops. There were a couple of moments when I wanted more context before the big emotional beats and the payoffs, especially that dinner scene, which when you're watching the movie, or if you've seen the movie already, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But even with those notes, I was still glued to my seat through the entire runtime, and for me, that says a lot because I'm usually fighting my bladder halfway through any movie and trying not to run and miss anything as I go to the washroom in the theater. But here's what I really wanted to cover in this video, and if you've already seen and loved the movie like me, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, and maybe you're on the fence about seeing the movie, and this is the video that gets you to finally do it. But this movie brought back the movie magic for me. I left the theater like I did when I was a kid, excited, slightly traumatized, thinking about the movie constantly and asking myself questions, thinking about the lore even deeper, and already wanting to see it again. I am genuinely considering going back before it leaves theaters a second time this week. If this kicks off a full Backroom cinematic universe run by Kane, I'm seated, day one, every single time. We need more like this, more SCP stuff, more creepypastas, more internet-grown theatrical horror, because the release of this movie from a studio like A24, it proves one thing. The Backrooms taps into something primal. That liminal space dread hits completely different, and Hollywood's been choking on remakes and bloat for years. We all know it, there's no illusion here. But this is the kind of movie that could actually help save theaters in the long run. After I left the theater, I rewatched Kane's entire series again, twice. Then, I went down the Broogli rabbit hole at 1 a.m. like a true degenerate. So yeah, the Backrooms movie re-hooked me on the entire universe. And if you're a fan of cosmic horror or Cthulhian horror, liminal spaces, or just love when indie creators go crazy, take a chance and win, then you really need to see this movie. It's amazing what this 20-year-old man has turned out. So my final verdict, this easily cracks my top 3 horror experiences of all time. Huge prop to Kane Parsons and A24 for believing in this. The opening weekend success at the box office proves that audiences are starving for original, high-quality, thought-provoking horror again. So tell me in the comments, have you seen the movie? What did you think? Do you want me to cover a full spoiler review? And I'm the Naptime Dad. Usually I cover gaming and tech, but sometimes I can escape the house through the back rooms and cover fun, weird indie horror that really deserves it, or awesome sci-fi like within the Star Wars universe. Smash the like button if you want more content like this, subscribe for more of the chaos, and remember, the only grinding we do is for coffee beans. Thanks for joining me today. I'll catch you in the next one.